Latino students across the state remember fighting for equality this day in 1969. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News. First, a Minnesota man faces 5 to 16 years in prison after a Breckenridge jury last week found him guilty of assaulting a police officer. This from the Summit Daily. 22-year-old Nathan Finnegan is guilty of second-degree assault for knocking an officer unconscious during an arrest last summer. Police found him disoriented after an apparent single-vehicle crash. He turned violent when police tried to detain him. He is guilty of 5 other charges. The jury acquitted him of first-degree assault, the most serious charge. A CDOT worker was killed by a front loader outside of Gypsum this weekend while at a construction site on a frontage road. 51-year-old Eric Hall was struck and killed by the loader after dark on Saturday. He was also a part-time firefighter and retired from the Air Force. CDOT and State Patrol are investigating. Residents in Edwards protested a new 680-acre development over the weekend, claiming landowners are tearing down paradise to put up mansions. This from the Vale Daily. The proposed Berlamont Estates could bring 19 large homes to empty land north of Edwards, west of Berry Creek. Experts call the area critical wildlife habitat for elk and deer. In 4 decades, developments south of Edwards at Cordillera and elsewhere have decimated those herds. The U.S. Forest Service is reviewing that project now. This week is the 50-year anniversary of the movement, when a few hundred students at West High School in Denver walked out, protesting segregation and teachers who verbally abused Spanish-speaking students. Colorado Public Radio reports nearly 30 protesters were arrested on March 18th in 1969. Some were attacked with pepper spray, but demonstrations continued all week, with thousands more students at metro area high schools. Today, several assistant principals at West High are Latino, and students are encouraged to study in Spanish and English. Dick Dale, known as the King of Surf Rock, died over the weekend at 81 years old. The lefty guitarist was diagnosed with cancer in 1965 at the peak of his stardom. As the Washington Times reports, he continued touring until the end to pay medical bills. Avalanche danger is moderate today at all elevations in Summit and Eagle counties. Your problem is deep, persistent slab on all aspects at and above tree line. Conditions are spring-like. Watch for unstable cornices, like a cornice that fell last Friday from Ptarmigan Hill overlooking Vale Pass. In sports, the Avalanche beat the Devils yesterday 3-0. Today, the Nuggets play the Celtics at 5:30. Carlos Gonzalez is heading to Cleveland. Sources report the 10-year Rockies outfielder and former star slugger signed a deal with the Indians minor league program. The contract is worth $2 million if he's called up. In World Cup ski racing news, the season wrapped over the weekend with men's and women's tech events in Andorra, where Mikaela Shiffrin laid claim to the most successful women's World Cup season in history, taking her first giant slalom and Super G titles, 6th slalom title, and 60th career slalom win for a 3rd consecutive overall Crystal Globe. And in local sports, brought to you by Deepwater Mountain Inc., Summit High girls soccer beat Rifle over the weekend 8-0. Girls lacrosse lost to Conifer 16-1. Today, boys lacrosse plays a rescheduled match against Eagle Valley and Gypsum. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News.